often do you want to just do nothing? And by do nothing, usually you mean you want to just chill, watch a TV show or play a video game. You want to zone out from the world and simply have fun without feeling the need to be productive. Because here's the thing, most of us want to be as productive as possible. We're always saying how there's not enough time in the day. When you ask someone how they are, the most common responses include some form of "I'm so busy." When we do take the time to just chill out and do nothing, i.e. do nothing productive for any measure of time, we can very easily slip into guilt and stress. Or we can try to multitask to find a balance between being productive and chill. We can overwhelm ourselves when we do return to the world of never-ending to-do lists and wonder if binge watching Netflix was really worth scrambling to catch up on tasks afterwards. We all need the downtime. We all need to have fun for no other reason than enjoyment. We all need to figure out our own balance and do what works best for us. Yet, as easily as we can hit play on Netflix, we can just as easily get into the habit of truly doing nothing. Meditation is the holy grail of what it means to do nothing. It requires no effort to just sit and focus on simply breathing in and out, to let emotions and thoughts simply pass without following them, to let the world completely fall away. In theory, meditation is effortless and simple. In practice, however, it can be difficult. So as beneficial as meditation is, we often choose Netflix instead. In today's video, I want to bust 4 common myths that might hold you back from trying meditation for yourself. And I'll also share all the tips and tricks that I've picked up over the years that have really helped me to make meditation a daily habit. Your mind, body, and spirit will thank you for choosing to meditate. You might even have more time to chill as a result. So don't worry, Netflix will wait. This is Manifesting in the Real World, episode 4. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're just meeting me for the first time, hi, my name is Ebony, and my hope with this channel is to help you reconnect to your intuition so that you can manifest your most magical life in the real world. Thank you so much for being here today to talk about meditation with me. So, meditation. Where do you even start on the topic of meditation? I could sit here and tell you all the studies that have proven the effectiveness of meditation. Suffice it to say, there are so many studies that prove that it can really help in so many ways. But there are many videos and articles about those studies already, and I will include tons of links to different resources and recommendations over on today's blog. So if you want to learn more about the science and the theory behind meditation, check out today's blog. I'll link it in the description below. This video and this series in general is about keeping things real. So let's take a grounded look at why you should meditate. We're going to bust some meditation myths today. I'll also give you as many tips as I know currently to help you start practicing meditation today. By the end of this video, I hope that you'll be so excited to make meditation a habit. So let's get into it. Myth number 1, you need total silence. This is so far from true. I've meditated to the sounds of a busy Mexican street waking up in the morning. Cars tooting, neighbors yelling hola to one another, kids laughing on their way to school, and a friendly jingle that sounded like an old mobile ringtone playing from the speakers of a gas supply service car, which we'd hear at least 20 times a day, I swear. I've meditated to the muffled sounds of a TV playing in the next room while my cat loudly snores and someone down the road mows their lawn. Having sounds to focus on to distract you from your thoughts can actually be helpful. Though if your environment is too noisy, there are a few things that you can try that might help you get into the meditation zone without the need for total silence. You can use headphones or decent speakers to introduce sounds to your meditation, including the following: meditation music. Essentially, this is just any calm, peaceful, beautiful music. There are so many options for music to meditate to. A quick YouTube search and you'll find so many tracks with millions of views. There's seriously something for everyone. And some of them are really nice to play in the background while going to sleep or reading or writing. I'll link a few of my favorites on today's blog post as well. A word of warning though, meditation music can backfire if it's too relaxing and you're still waking up. Trust me, I've fallen asleep many times while meditating, and the chances of that happening are about 80% higher if there's calm music playing. So I'd suggest meditating to calm music at the end of your day, or anytime you're feeling really stressed out and need to take a 10-minute chill meditation session. Guided meditations. Guided meditations are fantastic, especially if you're a beginner, and they are one of my favorite ways to wake up in the morning. There are even apps that you can try. I love the meditations from the Lunar Community Patreon by Ella Grace Denton. They are so beautiful. I'll have a link to that in the blog post as well. Though sometimes I do find that guided meditations can be a little distracting. It just depends on what I feel like and how much time I have. I'll share some faves in today's blog post. Soundscapes, sounds of the ocean or rainforest, that kind of thing, either in real life or recorded. A wonderful place to meditate is outside. My all-time favorite place to meditate is at the beach, though sitting in a garden is really lovely too. If you can't get outside though, you can search for soundscapes to listen to, the sounds of the rainforest, the ocean, etc. As a bonus, soundscapes are a good way to practice visualization as well. Picture the ocean as you listen to the sounds of the waves. Imagine the sun on your skin, the sand beneath you. If you want to relax, this is a great practice in general. Natural sounds around you. Listen to whatever sounds are in your environment and don't let them bug you or distract you too much. Just let the sounds come and go as you meditate. Don't emphasize any sounds in particular. Don't give them any weight or importance. They are simply there, existing outside of your meditation experience. Total silence is nearly impossible to find in everyday life. If you want a little quiet, you can wear headphones to block out some of the noise around you. Headphones are really helpful if you're listening to a guided meditation, music, or a soundscape of any kind. My suggestion is this: experiment. Experiment with different background noises, music, and guided meditations. Mix it up. And also, for a full list of recommendations, head over to today's blog post linked in the description below. Myth number 2, you need to empty your mind of all thoughts. This is honestly the biggest myth of all time, and the reason why so many people don't try to meditate or quickly give up. Aim to quiet the mind, not to silence it completely. The key is to allow thoughts to come, and most importantly, to let them go. I once heard this metaphor that really helped me with this concept. Imagine that you're standing at a train station, watching the trains come and go. You don't have to climb aboard each train that arrives and see where it takes you. You can simply watch them arrive and leave while you remain standing on the platform, simply watching. Imagine those trains are your thoughts. You don't have to follow each thought that comes to you. If you do follow a thought, it will only lead to another and then another. Just as one train will take you elsewhere or connect you to another station and another train. So when you're meditating and a thought arises, shift your focus, return to your breath, or repeat your mantra. More mantras very soon. Just do your best not to follow the thought to see where it goes. For example, you're meditating and the thought, I need to do the dishes, comes to mind. You have a choice. You can let this thought pass, or you can follow it. I need to do the dishes can quickly become, I should also clean the oven. Suddenly, before you know it, you're thinking about what you're going to make for dinner. I highly recommend reading The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. This book explains this idea so beautifully. Also, The Power of Now is fantastic too. I'll have heaps of suggestions over on the blog. By all means, don't worry if your mind wanders. Don't worry if you do follow your thoughts occasionally, if you find yourself distracted, or you just can't switch off that monkey mind. It can really be a chatterbox at times. Having alone time with your thoughts can be uncomfortable. Meditation can set the stage for your loudest inner critic, and all your worries, doubts, and fears will want to step up to the mic. Without the distractions of life around you, meditation can really force you to focus on your problems. And here's the thing, thoughts will likely come no matter how good you get at meditating. The goal is to ignore them as best as you can. Don't let them take over, and if you do, the second you realize, there are a few things you can choose to focus on instead, including the following. Focus on breathing in and out. Try counting your breath if you like. Breathe in for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4. Listen, whether it's the sounds in your environment, the meditation music you've chosen, or a guided meditation. Focus on sounds around you. Repeat a mantra. Choose a word or phrase that you can repeat during your meditation. This can be super helpful and as simple as repeating Om, or you can use an affirmation. For example, I am calm. And every time you get distracted, you just think, I am calm, I am calm. And you'll see that your thoughts will be taken over by the mantra instead. Mantra is a Sanskrit term with man meaning mind and tra meaning release. So its purpose is to release your mind. It's definitely worth trying if you haven't already. And I often use a mantra in meditation. It's really helpful. Myth number 3, you need to sit still. When we think of meditation, we think of sitting cross-legged on a cushion, but not necessarily. The meditative state of mind can be achieved while washing dishes, walking, lying or sitting in bed, in a chair, or curled up on the couch. It's all about your state of mind, not the particular position of your body. Now that being said, there are some that would argue that how you sit with your legs crossed is for good reason. Obviously that is the most traditional way to meditate. But if you're just starting out, I believe that it's more important to be comfortable and focus on the act of meditation first and foremost. And some guided meditations will ask you to lie down as well. It depends on the meditation as well. But meditation is a practice. Over time, you will find what works best for you. And honestly, it is likely that for the most part, you will prefer to sit cross-legged on a cushion. But if you're more likely to meditate in bed first thing in the morning, do your meditation there. If you're able to meditate easier while lying on the grass in the park, then find the time to do it there as much as possible. If you find yourself in the flow, zoned into a meditative state of mind while walking the dog or cleaning your desk, whatever it may be, that's fantastic too. The more you practice meditation, the easier it will be to recognize and achieve this state while simply going about your regular day. Before you know it, meditation will be such an ingrained part of your day. This doesn't mean it is always easy or even a totally relaxing experience every time. Like any practice, some sessions are simply better than others. Give it time though and practice as consistently as you can, and meditation will not only become a habit that you look forward to doing, you'll gain so much solace, peace, and clarity from it. Myth number 4, you need a perfect setup and lots of time. 10 minutes a day. That is my starting point recommendation. Just 10 minutes. Get out of bed 10 minutes early, or simply wake up 10 minutes early and meditate in bed before you get up. You can do that, right? I think anyone could really make time for that. As I mentioned in the last point, you don't need a beautiful space in your house with a comfy cushion to sit on. You don't need a breathtaking view or the perfect sunrise warming your skin. Obviously, that would all be very lovely, but it's not necessary to successfully meditate. You can honestly meditate anywhere, anytime. Not while driving or when you need to focus on your surroundings. But any chance you get, try meditating, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Even if it's in the middle of a stressful situation and you simply take a handful of deep breaths. Even if you have to excuse yourself from company and meditate in the bathroom for 2 minutes. As with any habit that you want to build, it takes consistency and repetition to build a meditation practice that works for you and that you can rely on. Also, just like with any habit, remember that some days are better than others. Some days you'll fall easily into the quiet, beautiful sanctuary of meditation. Other days you'll sit there for 10 minutes and all you'll be able to think about is that one conversation you had with a friend last week, or what you're going to make for dinner. Meditation is a practice like photography. Some days I feel way less excited to pick up my camera than other days, but as soon as I start taking photos, I enjoy it so much. I obviously love it. If the photos aren't exactly what I wanted to capture, at least I've tried and I've learned from the experience. I've still benefited from picking up the camera, no matter what the outcome. With meditation, even the most challenging of sessions will benefit you in some way. No matter where you meditate, what time of day it is, the environment that you're in, what's going on in your life, no matter what, meditation will benefit you every single time. So I know I just ran through so much information on meditation, yet there's so much more that I could talk about. So if you do have any questions, please do leave them in a comment below and I'll do my best to answer them. I may have to make a few more videos on this topic as well in the future. In today's blog post as well, I will have all these tips written out for you to quickly reference, with even more suggestions for videos to watch, plus my favorite guided meditations and music that you can listen to. I hope that you find it a super helpful guide that will encourage and inspire you to try meditating. Just to quickly recap the points made today. You don't need total silence. You don't need to completely empty your mind of all thoughts. You don't necessarily need to sit cross-legged on a cushion. And you definitely don't need the perfect setup or lots of time to meditate. Finally, today, the main point I want to make is that the key to meditation is to tune into your intuition, your higher self. Experiment with the different methods and figure out what works best for you. Don't overwhelm yourself with the bigger meditation goals as much as you might be striving to reach them and getting closer to reach them with every meditation session. By bigger meditation goals, I mean the concept of enlightenment and connecting with spirit, depending on what you believe in. The first goal is to learn how to become the watcher of your thoughts and let them go, instead of following them and letting them take over. As long as you're comfortable breathing deeply in and out and focused on reconnecting to your intuition, your higher self, that is truly you and not your ego, then you are doing meditation right. That's all it takes to get started. Don't overcomplicate it. Enjoy the process. And with time and practice, you'll find those beautiful moments, pockets of utter silence, where you feel so connected and at peace. And you'll know that it is entirely worth it. Start spending just 10 minutes a day meditating. Make it a habit and you'll experience all these benefits for yourself. Ideas will flow to you. Sparks of inspiration will ignite. You'll gain clarity and greater focus on what is most important. You'll have a moment to yourself, free from the to-do list, free from words, free from judgment, free from your doubts and fears. Dare I say that meditation is better than Netflix? Allow yourself to simply be, to actually do nothing. No multitasking, everything and everyone can wait. Checking social media, replying to emails, Netflix and chill, the whole world can wait. It will wait for you. It will all still be there in 10 minutes, but you'll be changed. You'll be refreshed, your mind will be clearer and better able to take on the ongoing tasks that the world throws at you. We can definitely go far deeper talking about meditation, but that is a conversation for another time. I hope that you give meditation a try for yourself so that you can experience all these wonderful benefits for yourself too. Now I'd love to hear from you. Comment below, are you going to try meditation? Please share your experiences with meditation in the comments below too. And share this video with anyone you think it might help. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you haven't already, I hope you'll consider subscribing and ring the little bell to be notified when I post a new video every Thursday at 2 p.m. Feel free to leave any questions you have below as well, or find me on Instagram at Ebony Highland. I'd love to see you over there too. As always, all the links, including to today's blog post, are in the description below, so you'll find so much more information, resources, recommendations, all that good stuff over on the blog. And while you're over there, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter if you'd like to receive a weekly free charm tarot reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in next week's video, episode 5 of Manifesting in the Real World. Bye! I've still benefited and just fills you with such good feelings.